Hey guys, what's going on? Coming at you with another video here for a Wednesday morning. So before I get into it, make sure you like and subscribe. Gaining a lot of momentum. I really want to get to 200 subs by the end of this week. So if you haven't subscribed already, really appreciate if you hit the button down there. It literally takes 1 second. So much appreciated if you do so. So today's video, I want to talk about Ehang. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Ehang, Ehang, I think it's Ehang. So ticker is EH. So what this is really, it's a crazy, well, it's a Chinese stock, but I'll get into that in a second. But it is a Chinese stock. It's some crazy autonomous, it looks like a helicopter almost. It's like a 2-seater or a 1-seater autonomous flying helicopter. And China it's a Chinese stock. It's in theory really, really, really cool. There are videos of this thing working. This is definitely a spec play. So, you know, when I buy spec plays, I only like holding 2 or 3 in my portfolio, all less than 1-2% of my total value, right? So let me start there. Ehang I do not own right now. I really didn't really look into it much until a couple people, I think 1 or 2 guys in the comments said make a video about Ehang, and then I got an email and a private message saying, yo, make a video about Ehang, what are your thoughts on that? So that kind of made me do this. I'm actually glad I did because I really had no interest in this stock and I really didn't even know what it was until I started looking into it and researching it. But yeah, it's a Chinese stock. They do like autonomous helicopter things and they serve multiple purposes. Like they put out fires in buildings. They can deliver medical, organs quicker than probably obviously driving or anything like that. Like there is like a lot of benefits to this if it were to blow up and grow. So this stock ran really, like the past couple of months, I think it was like $20, $30, $40, $50. It started just compounding up. It peaked at $125 and then shot down the 40s. So it is super, super, super volatile. But usually SPAC stocks and stuff like that, like yeah, they're gonna go up and down based on news, and it's real easy to push the market cap. So you get a couple people that believe in it or get on it or whatever, it's just gonna shoot up. So recently it dropped 70%. Like as of like last week or the week prior. And that really caught my eye when I was researching this, because I'm like, well, why was it going up, up, up? And then out of nowhere, it just goes into the 40s. So, you know, obviously there was a reason. So what I found out was Wolfpack, who does like a bunch of short reports, they posted an article basically saying how this company's basically not honest. They're lying about their revenue. They're lying about their EPS, they're lying about everything basically. So that caused a lot of panic in the stock, which I don't blame people. I mean, if you're buying a stock for shit like $100 or $125, I'd be a little panicked out too. And you know, I mean, it doesn't really surprise me because it's a Chinese stock, just like NIO and you know, a bunch of other big Chinese, Alibaba. You know, the Jack Ma went missing in Alibaba randomly, going off the face of the earth for like 4 months. Like, the Chinese stocks and like the Chinese government regulates everything. You have to remember that. So they're gonna put out information that might not necessarily be true just so they look good. You have to remember that. So when you read these earnings, you know, they're not held they're not held on a high standard like, you know, US stocks basically. So just keep that in mind if you buy a Chinese stock. That's just in general. And that's why I don't really like buying them. So I hope I don't get banned on YouTube for saying something like that, but it's true. So I don't like messing with them, you know, and that's really the reason. So anyways, a short report came out. So they said the following below basically. If you go on Ehang's website, it hasn't really been updated in like the last article was posted like over a year ago. It's not really updated. It doesn't really look like it's maintained well. So that's kind of weird, right? Like you would think an up and coming thing and all that, like you would keep up to date and make people interested when they go on your page, like they're interested in it and like it looks like it's still going and new features and this and that. Well, it really like wasn't updated and kind of looks like it was just no one's touched it in years. So that's a little weird. Also, when a short report comes out like this, usually a company will do a rebuttal and be like, hey, well, that's not true and this is why, and have a bunch of reasons, and basically make people feel easy to stay in the stock and make them feel good about it. They literally did nothing, which makes, usually when you don't do anything in general, it makes you look guilty, right? Because you don't have anything to say back to it. So they did nothing, which is kind of weird too. Also, I don't know if it was on Wolfpack or somewhere else, but I actually saw pictures of the manufacturer in China. So the hangar. So the hangar literally had 4 like shells of these planes. And that was literally it. There was basically, what I'm saying is there was no manufacturing going on there. Because if you manufacture something, you're going to have assembly lines, you're going to have parts laying around, you're going to have materials. There was literally, it looked like a warehouse with just 4 shells. So I don't know what's going on there. I do know they do manufacture somewhere else, not in China. I didn't look into it that deep because I'm not a shareholder of it, and all this news kind of just like it made me not want to buy it. Like if I was buying the stock, I would obviously research everything, but I don't think everything's made there or it's not manufactured there. So that was kind of weird too. I don't know what's going on with it. So would I buy or not? Really, I mean, if you haven't figured out my answer, I'm not gonna buy it. Like no way. Like if I was looking into getting into a SPAC stock and the stock went down to like 15 or like $20, maybe I throw a couple shares in just to see what happens. I mean, you never know. I mean, they could be real, but if you buy into the stock, expect to lose. You could lose a lot. So even, at the 40s and, all that, it's still a super risky play. I do know also that I believe Europe, like, really invested in this company or something like that. So they believe in it. So Europe is, I mean, I would think they wouldn't be that silly. Like they got to see something that maybe isn't out there. Like they wouldn't invest and put dollars into a company like this if they didn't think it was real or it was a scam or something like that. So I don't want to say it's not fake. And if you're in it, like, you could make out in the long run if they're the industry leader and everything that they're reporting is correct and true and growing, then yeah, you're going to make a killing. But I think the short report, the not website working, no rebuttal from Ehang, the pictures that I saw, like it was just a bunch of weird, like just weird. Like I don't know, you get a weird vibe. So you just don't want to, it reminds me of Nikola kind of. So you just get a weird vibe, So I don't know. It's a Chinese stock, so that's they make their own rules. Don't report things as they're not as sharp. They kind of tweak things, I think. So that's my thoughts on Ehang. It is interesting though, for sure. Like I'll keep it on my watch list now, and if it, like I said, if it goes in the $15-20 range, like maybe I'll look into it a little more and build a position just for the heck of it. Screw it. But right now, nah, I'm good. I wouldn't buy it. So yeah, but it's cool. I didn't even know things like this existed, to be honest. So it's kind of neat. I see why people are interested in it because it is definitely innovative in the space. And I mean, think about getting in one of these things and flying to a different state and just sitting there. Like that's kind of cool. It's like the Jetsons, basically. It's pretty neat. So with that said, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you're in Ehang and why you're bullish on it if you're in it. I'm super curious. And also let me know what you bought at. So I just want to see where people stand and like, am I missing something? Am I wrong? But this is just what I found. So that's it. That's all I got. Subscribe, guys. Peace.